You're about to open a window into the life of a ghost hunter. We'll show you dark, creepy roads that fade into the night. We'll show you haunted places, but most importantly, we'll show you what happens along the way there.
Hi everybody, I'm Jeff.
I'm Linda.
I'm David.
And we are stopped here at the New Kent Rest Stop. On the way out to Henrico, we got a series of some interesting cases this weekend. And the one tonight is particularly sensitive perhaps. It involves some activity the activity that's been described is pointing to something pretty evil.
Yeah.
For sure. Now, of course, we don't know in these kind of cases until we get out there and investigate. Sometimes people mistake other things that are going on for just malevolent spirits,
Right.
something that's not necessarily demonic, but sometimes it can be demonic. And if that's the case, well, we're ready to take it, of course, and do what we can with it. If we can run video there, we will, and it will be on an episode of Paranormal Case Files. But before we head out there, David, we had some people inquiring in the comments about your trip that you just got back from. Would you mind giving a couple details about it, just saying how it was?
Yeah. So when you originally asked me about that, I had like no idea that people knew that I was going on a trip to Costa Rica. I was kind of like, that's kind of weird that random people know where I'm going. It was a good trip though. We delivered food to a lot of people that needed it. We did some construction at a church. Did a lot of like community outreach. So it was really good. I feel like we impacted 20 families, I think, down
awesome.
there. So it's really good stuff.
That's good stuff.
And for those of you who don't know, it was actually a mission trip. This wasn't just some weird vacation we went on. It was actually a mission trip
Yeah, I
with
probably
his
should have
church.
clarified that.
Yeah, with his church.
Yep.
So.
Dude, look at this. So like I was just sitting here, looking at like the energy drinks and stuff. And I don't know, maybe I've lived under like a rock for however long these things have been out for. But I come taking a little jolly stroll past this, and what do my eyes see? Game fuel.
Game fuel, yes. I
What is
actually
that?
had game fuel before. That was the one that I got a couple investigations ago in Mechanicsville. I remember it had the crazy can that like you could reseal. You slid
Yes.
that was the
Yes.
game fuel.
That was.
Yeah.
So what does this taste like? Is it like that different?
No, it tastes kind of like
Tastes-
Mountain Dew, but
Yeah.
it's actually pretty good. Maybe a little more citrusy, if
Huh.
I remember right.
Yeah.
I've had a plethora of energy drinks since then, so
Yeah.
my taste palates might not be as,
They're burned off.
yeah.
So what about this though? Is this like? Because what I'm seeing, like, this is Game Fuel, and this is Mountain Dew and Amp, and this is Mountain Dew and Amp energy drink. So like, that's
I
only
wonder what the
90
difference is.
calories, and that's 220.
Wow.
So like, what I'm thinking is like, this has some like genetically modified, like way worse for
It's
you than
got
this.
to.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that stuff like you were saying before that you don't want in there because you don't know what it is.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, like, you just drink probably like 4 of these a day, you'll maybe sprout another arm, but
Right.
it's okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Who
talk
knows?
about never needing an extra hand.
So this is David's first experience with the Pilot coffee.
Yeah, and I definitely filled it up a little too much, man.
Yeah.
Definitely did.
You can't have too much.
Yeah.
And you got the one that's intense,
Yeah.
correct?
Yep. Like, and apparently, like, I thought it was just talking about like intense flavor. You know what I mean? Like a bolder kind of taste, but like.
That's
I read the
intense
little thing.
caffeine, I think.
Yeah, it said a hearty, powerful blend loaded with extra caffeine. I like how they put that word party in there, because it just like puts emphasis on the damage it's going to do to your heart later on when you drink that.
That's right. Hence
I mean,
Hardy.
so if I die after this video, it's great being with the team. You know, really great.
We stopped off at Sheets here, and I have these boneless bites tossed in buffalo sauce. Gatorade to drink because it was kind of a hot night. And what do you got there?
Potatoes. Good potato skins with some stuff on them.
They look pretty good. Now, David, whatever you got over there, let me guess. Is that garlic parmesan?
You know what? I really can't remember. I think it's like
It's
Buffalo Ranch.
Buffalo
Ranch. Yeah, that's what it was called. Yeah.
That looks like some good stuff, is it?
Pretty solid, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty solid stuff, man.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with the chicken here at Sheets. So, we left the Sheets because they had security, and we could only be parked there for like 20 minutes, so we couldn't really linger. We had to kind of eat our food and get out of there,
Right.
according to what he told us. But we came down here to the New Kent rest stop, and it is after the investigation. It is after the investigation. This investigation is not going to be in an episode of Paranormal Case Files, unfortunately.
It didn't even end up being an investigation.
It didn't really end up being an investigation. It was very interesting.
Yeah, to say the least.
And I don't know how to really talk about this one without sounding like we're making stuff up.
Yeah.
Let me take you to the end. The end of the investigation involved the police coming and a broken crucifix.
Yes. Yeah.
Anyone want to elaborate?
Should I just say what happened? I mean,
I guess I can start out saying what happened. We
Yeah.
walked in there. We got this call because the woman was concerned for herself and her child. Her child had another voice talk through her in the middle of the night saying that child's name is not here, with this evil grin kind of on her face. And the woman had, some strange activity going on around the place. The child started out talking to a child spirit a little while back, a little boy. And then her daughter started saying, well, the little boy is mean. I don't want to talk to him anymore. He hits me. So a lot of times what a red light is with this is a demonic entity. And we never jump to the conclusion that something's demonic by any means. They're very deceitful.
yeah.
And they can appear as a child presence to kind of gain trust, to seem innocent,
Right.
to seem like there's no danger. And then once they gain that trust or that communication, they start trying to provoke people to do bad, especially if it's a child. They try to provoke them to do bad things. They may turn on the person
Right.
and use this as their foothold to get into the family.
Yeah.
There are multiple other things that give demons legal right. But when we got to the house, the woman was outside, and she said she had something inside of her and a boil right here. She was holding like right here under her breast. And we went in the house, we mic'd her up, and we were going to do the interview with her.
Yes.
Well, at that point, she started crawling around the floor, saying obscenities, threatening to kill everybody in the house, threatening to castrate her husband, and threatening to skin her daughter. So we are not exorcists by any means, and of course I'm not one to jump to the conclusion that because someone is acting in a certain way that they are or are not possessed.
Right.
But the only thing we could do is we do take holy water with us and some other religious symbols that we take with us.
Yeah.
So we said some prayers and
Yeah. I took the holy water and started sort of dousing her with the holy water and saying prayers, and I tried to command whatever it might have been to tell me its name. I can't tell you how many times I said, tell me your name, tell me your name. I mean, probably hundreds.
Yeah.
While we were there. She continued the whole time to put her tongue out flick it back and forth. Her eyes would shift back and forth. She called me every name in the book, and writhed around on the floor. Continued to talk about killing people, killing herself. She did claim that she had killed people in the corner of the house, up next to the front door, where the door is, which happened to be where David was standing most of the time, which I think freaked him out a little bit. And she did spit out a bunch of names. She said quite a few names. And, of course, Satan being the great deceiver, you know, when it spits out a name like just some common name, you know that's not a demon's name. So then she tried spitting out some names that were a little more complicated, not quite your normal name, something from the Bible, which, of course, we looked up and figured out who that was. But each time I would say, tell me your name, she would do this thing where she started like saying, I don't even know how to describe it. Like she would babble almost, like
trying to pronounce something.
like she's trying to pronounce something or trying to get something out
Kind
of
of
her
like
mouth.
talking in tongues.
Yeah,
I
kind
guess.
Yeah, it kind of sounded like that at certain times.
Sort of,
Yeah.
I guess it was sort of like that, because she would like she was really trying to get something out, and it was almost like she was trying to force it out, almost, and couldn't say it. But I mean, I don't know. It was me and David in the room. Jeff was trying to calm the husband and trying to help him and trying to gently coax him into calling the police, particularly when she took the charging cord for the phone and wrapped it around her neck and started strangling herself. And after we got the cords away, she took the crucifix. I took the crucifix. I had him take it off of the wall. And I started holding it on her and continuing to say prayers. And I think she jerked it out of my hand at one point. And she started beating herself with it.
Yeah. Then eventually broke it. And
broke the crucifix.
she picked it up. She was like pointing it around or something. Like saying, get away from me. And then that's when it escalated further.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then in the end, the police show up, you know, because we talked the husband into calling the police. And, you know, for her safety, for his safety, there were some
Safety of the
threats
child.
that were made, so we wanted to make sure the child was safe. And picture this, the police officer, Linda didn't know we had stepped outside to call the police.
I had no
So the
idea.
police officer steps in the door with this woman on the floor, and Linda standing there holding a Bible and holy water.
Holy water in my St. Michael medal.
Yeah,
Wrapped
is that
around
what it
one
was?
hand and the holy water in the other hand. Yeah.
So
And here comes a cop through the door.
the Henrico police officers, I'm sure they have some stories to tell about that call.
Yeah.
Because it's not every day you walk in and there's a paranormal team and potentially...
Yeah. In the form of in the middle of a attempted exorcism. You know, like what?
Yeah, definitely not a common thing. But
No.
an interesting time.
Yeah.
So,
To say the least.
to say the
Surreal.
least. Very,
Surreal.
very. Be it mental illness or be it actual possession. We're not psychologists or exorcists. We were just there to investigate claims of paranormal activity in the
Yeah,
house.
and again, the most important thing was the safety of herself and her husband and her child, and ensuring that she got the help she needed. She needed to have some sort of psychological evaluation. That would have been the next step in any case. Whether she just lost it or whether she was possessed, she would have had to have that psychologication.
Right, because what you said, the exorcists will not come out unless there has been a psychological evaluation
Right.
first, which
They won't.
seems kind of tough because if you go into a psychologist and say, yeah, I'm possessed, they're going to lock you up. If you say you're not possessed, then you call the exorcist.
Right.
Why is he coming out? You know, it's going to
Yeah.
seems like kind of a catch-22. But
Yeah.
we're definitely going to follow up with the husband and see if there's anything else we can do to help along the way.
Right.
So it's Saturday, and we're stopped here at a Love's, which is a pretty cool place. We're heading out to Winchester to do an investigation out there tonight. A place that we've been to before. Some of the clients we keep working with over the course of time, and we've been working with this one about 2 years now.
Right.
So we're heading back out there, but the trip is going to be fun, I'm sure. And I found these sunflower seeds. I am kind of a connoisseur of sunflower seeds, and these are... What?
Chili?
I didn't even realize that until you said it. I thought it was chili lime. But this is chili lime. It's got this, pronounce that sauce there, is it tapio?
Uh-huh. Tapatio.
Tapatio. Got that tapatio sauce on there.
Yeah.
So I'm eager to try some of these.
Yeah.
Just to kind of mix it up because right now the ones I have in there are bacon salt.
Right.
Bacon salt too.
Yeah. But I found these. I don't know if they're going to be fresh or not. But they are cashews. I like cashews, but they're bacon ranch cashews.
That looks like Alfred Hitchcock on the back of them.
They look like Alfred Hitchcock?
Is that Alfred Hitchcock?
I don't think so. I don't think that's meant to be Alfred Hitchcock.
Huh.
He's probably, maybe he's the Mr. Giants guy.
He could be.
You know.
Alfred Hitchcock is the Mr. Giants guy. It goes with our theme for today, perhaps. I don't know.
So that was
So we stopped here at a place called Danny's Pizza, somewhere near Fredericksburg.
Yeah.
And we're going to stop in here and see what they have. Obviously, probably pizza, but maybe some other things. It sounded like they had some subs and stuff like that.
Some other Italian dishes.
Right. I'm kind of a connoisseur of Italian food, if you will.
Of course.
I am. I like it. But what's cool is over here behind us, if you can see it. Oh, it's very bright. There it is. Weiss Market. We got the Weiss Market over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many times do you see those every day?
You don't.
I mean, that's probably like what, maybe like the second or third that I've seen. I don't see it much, like where I'm not, you know.
You got to come up, I guess, north and a little more up north to come and see them.
Yeah.
Some good stuff there. The mustard's pretty good. So I gotta say, this gyro looks slightly amazing.
It does. Look at the chunks of meat on it.
Wow, look at that.
It's like, almost looks like
that
steak.
Looks good.
It does.
What'd you get over there?
Dude, I had to get a pizza sub, man. Like an order of fries, dude. Look at this.
Yes, sir.
You can't go wrong with
Thank you.
pizza subs, man. Good, yeah. Crazy. And like she said, it came out really fast.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. Those fries look pretty good over there, too.
fries.
We almost forgot. This is the fried zucchini. Man, look at that. I like some fried zucchini.
Oh, yeah.
Anything that's fried,
Uh-huh.
especially vegetables, because it's kind of healthy. You know, the outside says not healthy, but the inside says, yeah, you're good.
I don't know if it works like that.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so this is the stromboli, and it's the pizza upside down stromboli. And look at this thing; it looks slightly amazing, does it not? Mm-hmm. Could I get you to get an angle there while I cut this? And let's see what the inside of this thing looks like. Whew, look at that!
Wow.
That is nice,
Oh.
cheesy.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks really good.
Does look pretty good. And it comes with some marinara sauce on the side.
Oh,
Dip in.
sweet. Okay.
Good stuff. And I did get a chance to try some of these. These are pretty good.
They are really good.
So with these, I cut them open because it's always good to let them cool down a little bit because they're very hot. It kind of burns the hands a little bit. Let them cool down a little bit before you actually take a bite out of them. And I always recommend taking small bites of these things because they're so hot. So we stopped out here. We're not sure exactly where we are,
No idea.
but we're gonna go over here because there's something that we think is potentially pretty cool.
It's pose worthy,
Yes.
if that's a word. pose-worthy.
Pose-worthy, definitely. And we definitely need to do a icebox pose.
Oh, of course, of course.
Perhaps with something that's not an icebox.
Of course. Oh, man.
Look at this thing.
That is ripe for the posing. That is ripe for the posing. Ripe for the posing.
So interesting enough, look what we found on the wheel of this roller skate.
What is that?
That's one of those rocks that people leave, and sometimes there's like someone you tag on it. It says, please post photo on Facebook at Latrobe Rocks. You may keep or hide again. I think we need to do the pose again holding this.
I agree. I agree.
That's right. At Latrobe Rocks. Latrobe. Rocks. Let's do it.
Yeah. I'm just gonna start over here. Like literally from the start.
And another thing, we always need to be good for them taking pictures. What we try to do is take 2 pictures back to back.
Almost lost my balance on that one.
Your camera.
Step down weird.
We'll take it from each angle inside a room.
I'll just go
inside
down
the
here
house.
first.
And it kind of serves not only to let us see what's in a room when the lights are on, but also there's been times when we've taken a picture and seen something in the picture, and then second later when we took the other picture, it wasn't there. So,
Now this room, I'm pretty sure it was this room, if my memory's right. This was the room, and I think it was right here that like he had a maintenance man come over or something, and he was like held down, right? Was that in here?
That was in here.
That wasn't here then. Okay.
Yeah, it was like choking him or something like
Yeah,
that.
and then if my memory is also right, I'm pretty sure that me and Linda, I know Linda, I think I might have too, I can't remember quite. We felt kind of like nauseous, I think, in this room.
Yeah, I remember you guys talking about
In this
headaches
area.
or something like that. Headaches,
Yep,
nausea.
Headaches, because I'm pretty
Yep.
sure I was sitting here
This was that room,
and Linda
absolutely.
was here, and I'm thinking that the chairs were flipped.
Yeah, they were a little different. That
It was
chair
a
was
little
like
bit
catty
different
cornered in
setup,
front
yeah.
of the dresser there.
Yep. But I'm pretty sure that this happened in this room, and it's kind of interesting that he didn't say that like activity like kicked up in here, like nothing. That's kind of weird.
Right.
But he did say something about like he was in there describing orbs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like visually orbs or like orbs on the camera feed.
I believe they were
Can't
on the
remember.
camera feed,
They're
on the
camera feed,
surveillance
okay,
cameras.
Okay.
Yep,
'cause
and
that-
not the typical, I guess they weren't, typical insect orbs or
Yeah,
dust orbs.
yeah.
They seem to be more so of a intelligent nature, kind of peeking back in and out at him. And he said sound came through the camera.
Yeah, and he said he didn't even have like sound hooked up, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, and that was something cool. Also about this house, like, in the other times we've been here, like we've not had like single EMS spikes in this entire house. Now, of course, we got to do it again, yeah. Just to, double check, make sure nothing changed or anything. But he's wired this house very good because he built everything. He made the entire house. That's kind of interesting. There's absolutely no EMF spikes or anything. Kind of cool. I'm good as of right now. Yeah, I'm not gonna touch that. Even though it appears insulated.
It does appear insulated. Yeah, it appears, it's got some clothespins on it.
But actually, I think it's just going to a nail over there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but I'm not quite sure where the other end of it is going to. That's the scary thing, perhaps.
How about you touch it? Find out.
With my tongue.
Yeah. That was the other thing about this house. You could hear footsteps like above you very vividly.
Right, and this was like the primary point of some of our activity last time we were here.
Yeah, and this
It was down here this way.
But never once I got like that a weird feeling, like an actual like bad feeling.
Yeah, like nothing threatening, really.
No. Didn't get anything like that. It's a nice little area down here too.
It is.
Nice area. I think we did like the entire basement. Now I think oh man, look at that. That's an old Boy Scout handbook.
Oh, isn't that neat?
Oh man, yeah.
The official Boy Scout handbook.
That's one of like an old one, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Wow, yeah. That is cool, yeah. Good job.
Oh, we got a gecko.
I think it's dead.
Yeah, that thing is pretty,
Oh yeah, he's flattened.
oh, yeah.
Yeah. It is.
Perhaps discolored.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I should have psyched you out and said it was a snake.
Yeah, I would have been out through that apartment door.
Yeah.
So we're out here just kind of surveying the property a little bit. David, being the environmental specialist, he's brushed up on what kind of wildlife could be in the area.
It's a lot of deer. A lot of deer. I mean, normally, like, it's like basically what you expect. A lot of deer. I'd assume foxes out here. I don't think there's any bears or anything like that. But,
What about Bigfoot
Definitely.
sightings? Any Bigfoot sightings around here?
out in Winchester?
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure about that now. I'm not 100% sure about Bigfoot sightings. Actually, it might be willing to, or not willing, it might be important to note that we are 21 miles from West Virginia, right? Something
Yeah,
like
pretty
that.
close.
And West Virginia's had a lot of Bigfoot sightings in their state, correct?
Yeah.
Is that what you
Oh,
said?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially out in the mountains there. And we're out in the mountains.
Yeah, we're out in the sticks. We're in the middle of nowhere. It's nice though.
It is.
Really nice.
Listen for a second. See if there's any strange sounds.
That was me. Branch cracking.
Yeah, it's pretty quiet out here.
Branch cracking again from over there. Definitely expecting a deer to come walking out. It's very quiet though. There was that loud noise again. Unless that's like fireworks or something, and like the way like the elevation is or something, it's distorting like how the sound waves are coming to us. Maybe that's what we're hearing. But I mean, it could be thunder too. But I mean, what is it? July 6th.
Could be fireworks.
It could be.
Maybe.
I mean, it could be. I know some people were setting them off yesterday. I don't know. It could be. And it could just be because, you know, how the land is out here. It's really rocky, or not rocky, it's really like hilly and stuff. So it could just be the way the sound carries. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, look at that, a deer walking on its hind legs up there.
See, that would be something.
I don't think I'd say it so casually.
No.
I think I'd be out of there. And
probably say it on the fly.
Yeah, of course.
So we're gonna start off down here in the basement with a spirit box session, and this is a location where we've had some pretty interesting results. One of the initial reports was that the client would see a woman carrying a basket coming up the basement stairs. She looked like she was from the Civil War. However, he built this house in the 1970s, so there was no real reason for this woman to be here, at least as far as we could see. So we've come down here before, we've done some spirit box sessions and such, and we've kind of concluded that whatever is here is potentially Amish. So we're going to come down here, start off with a spirit box session. We've also had some other interesting activity down here in the basement as well, and many people that come down into this basement say it does have an eerie feeling.
Yeah, this is the basement apartment. Oh yeah, poor little gecko. He got stuck in here.
Alright, so we do have a full spectrum camera set up, monitoring this room when we're not here. We're going to go ahead and kick off a spirit box session. I'm Jeff.
Linda.
And we don't mean to impose by any means. You may remember us from being here before. We'd like to know who, if there is anybody in this basement with us. If there is, could you please tell us your name? Introduce yourself. We'd really like to know your story. We'd like to know why you're here. Are you Amish?
Do you remember us from last time? See that crap over there? How many entities are here right now? That was my water bottle.
Is there a light that keeps coming on and going off over there?
I think so.
I notice it seems to get bright on here and then it gets darker. Sounded like somewhat of a response, didn't it?
Yeah. I didn't hear it. It sounds kind of like a funny voice. Is your name Michael? If your name's Michael, can you say Michael?
Did you hear that?
He said,
That's why I heard that too. I thought, yeah. Because I thought it was you that said something. That's weird. That was really weird. Should we go somewhere else in this house to talk to you?
that almost sounded like David.
He said Nick. Where's Nick?
His voice?
That was your name that you just spoke.
Did you ever farm on this land? Did you ever plant anything? Try to grow anything?
You
12 something.
12 years?
12 years?
It almost sounded like 12 years.
12 something.
Did you farm here for 12 years, or did you live here for 12 years?
So I think what we should do is probably leave somebody down here in the basement, maybe just one person, and leave the digital voice recorder running, and that person can kind of do a single person EVP session, and just to see if there's anything they might hear or anything that they might experience while they're down here by themselves, because there's so many times when we're like somewhere and it seems like we get more of a response when there's only one person as opposed to having 3 or 4. So maybe we should leave somebody down here and and see how that goes. But who wants to be the lucky individual?
Don't matter, because it's cold down here.
I know, it's good, doesn't it?
It's okay with me, seriously.
Yeah.
It's not bad at all.
David do it since he's.
Because it's nice temperature
Yeah,
down
it's
here.
nice.
I'll gladly
have
do
to agree.
it.
All right, we'll leave David down
I
here
will
since
gladly
he's
do
enjoying
it.
the good weather.
All right.
So, I'm down here by myself now. Everybody else is completely gone. Oh, that's them leaving. I thought they left. I didn't know if you would be more comfortable, now that there's not, 4 people, there's only one, if you just like to, just talk or anything like that, we have a, little device over there that's gonna record any responses or anything that you say. I keep hearing little things, but that could also be because the house is settling. But again, none of this equipment's going to hurt you at all. It's just for us to realize that we're in contact with something. Can you tell me your name? A lot of footstep noises, trying to identify where it's coming from, thinking it's upstairs. I don't think it's down here. What are you trying to tell Wayne? Do you have any particular message that you want him to hear? I'm hearing stuff again from the steps. I'm hearing little bits and pieces of things. I'm not sure if it's going to show up on the digital voice recorder. But almost like something is like just walking, maybe. How do you feel about the
the man that was sleeping upstairs in the extra bedroom for a few days. Did that bother you? Do you have any problem with us being here? Like, do you want us to leave? If you want us to leave, can you make a knock in this room? I didn't hear a knock, but I did hear water from the bathroom. That's why I turned up the light just a little bit. If that was you, could you do that one more time? Or just something. Maybe a knock on a wall. I'm again hearing footsteps. I'm almost very inclined to want to yell where they're at, because it almost sounds like it's right behind a door that I'm looking at right now, right in front of me. I'm just expecting any second for the thing to like fly open. If that's you, can you knock on the door? Knock on anything? Again, we're not here to hurt you. We're not here to harm you or anything like that. Just want to just talk with you. Could you make a knock or move something? Yeah, so I'm not getting anything. I'm not feeling any weird feeling now. I was a little bit ago, but not now. So I'm going to end this EVP session downstairs in the basement.
We came back because we would like to know some more information about your wife. If you'd be willing to tell us, maybe so we can learn her story. But first, we'd like to ask you, are you human? Are you a human spirit? Or were you at one time a human? Is your wife here with us right now? If your wife has passed, is she buried on this property? If she is buried on this property, can you tell us where? What did your wife get sick from? What caused her illness? Did she die from being sick, or was she murdered? Could you tell us what your wife looked like? Any distinguishing features about her? All right, I'm Jeff.
I'm David.
I'm Tanya.
And we'd like to know if there's anybody here with us. If there is, could you tell us your name? Are you the same person that we were talking to down in the basement?
Did you hold down the maintenance man in this room? Were you the same one that did that?
Do you have an issue with people staying in this room?
Do you know how many entities are in this house? Are you attached to something in this room? Or this house? Or the land? Is there something that's keeping you here?
We believe that there is something dark in here. Something dark that held this man down as he slept in this bed some time ago. If that's not the case, we'd really like you to clear it up and tell us that you're not mean or evil by any means. Are you just mean? Are you just evil? Or do you have a valid reason for not wanting people in this room?
Could you make a noise? Move something if you want us to leave this room?
Is there something on this land that you want? Is there something that causes you to stay here on this property? This dresser over here. Who was the woman that owned it? The woman who sat in front of that mirror. Was she related, or is she related to the resident? So one thing that's interesting is while we were doing this EVP session in here, when David asked, can you make a noise, we heard a knock. It sounded very distant or very faint, one of the two, possibly coming from the closet. So I got up. The EMF detector was here on the ground. Green light was on. Went and looked around in the closet, came out, and the EMF detector light was off. So I picked it up thinking, oh, it was off. Or somebody turned it off. They didn't. This thing is completely dead. Now, could the battery have died of natural causes per se? It could have. It is a Duracell. It's not like we have a die-hard battery in there. You know what I'm saying? Sold exclusively at Sears and Kmart. But the Duracell, for it to die like that, you know what I mean? Like when you were using this earlier, it was working loud and clear, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The alarm was going on. You turn because when you turn it on, you test it.
Yep.
And you can hear how loud it is. It'll beep several times, and it will light up to show that it's
got the little green light. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Right. And usually, from my experience, these will start to fade a little bit. You know, like the next time you use it, It'll be a little dimmer.
Yeah.
A little
The sound
quieter.
might not be as
It doesn't just.
Yeah, I get it.
And there, look, it just came on for a second, but it's pretty much dead.
Yeah.
It's pretty much dead. So, paranormal, maybe, but just definitely something to note in case it fits together with some of the other stuff that's happened. So we came out here, and just to confirm, I put a new battery in the EMF detector to make sure it was not malfunctioning, and it is working fine. There's nothing wrong with the EMF detector. All right, I'm Jeff.
Linda?
I'm David.
Tanya?
Can you tell us who the person was that was talking to us down in the basement?
Do you come and go into the house as you please, just whenever?
From where I'm standing right now, which direction was your house? To my right, left, front, or back? Where was your property line?
That left?
How far from here was your property line?
Yeah, it sounded like you said left.
How many acres did you own?
Why did you come here in the first place?
You hear something over there?
Yeah.
Alright. Are you in the
Something
woods? Are you hiding in the woods?
Thought it was something weird.
Will you come out and talk to us, please?
Are you watching us right now?
Was that a dog barking?
No, I think it might have been my foot.
Oh, okay.
Grass is wet. Is there a woman named Ellen around here?
Should we go somewhere else on the property to talk with you?
Are there people buried on this property? If so, where are they buried?
Yeah, when you went over there, it said something, said something site,
It's something, yeah, definitely something about a site.
like excitement, or that's not the site, or that'd be a site, something. And it was like right when you were at like the tree line, like crouching down and looking through there.
Is there anything out here that you want us to see?
Tell us what you're angry about.
What'd you find there? Anything good?
I found a Fiesta wrap.
Oh,
Last time I had a regular chicken salad
looks
wrap.
pretty good.
This is Fiesta chicken salad.
Oh, yeah.
So it's got a little bit of spice, a little bit of something to it.
Right. I found this Mountain Dew Liberty Brew, and look how cool this is. It's got an eagle, it's got like a cowboy and a buffalo, and over here it's got the Statue of Liberty riding a motorcycle with a Liberty Bell on it. This looks pretty awesome.
That's pretty neat.
Okay, are we gonna do a big bite or whatever that bite is?
I think we might as well. We might as well the obnoxious bite. So I got some tots and brats. And on this brat, I got sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut. There's a little bit on there, you can see it.
Ugh.
Some kind of spread, mustard, and mild pepper rings. And just to be a little difficult, this one I got jalapeno pepper rings and chili. And it's also got some fire roasted tomato and some mustard, I think.
Mustard.
But yeah, these can be messy right here. So you gotta kind of take small bites, you know what I mean? To kind of. Mmm. So how's that wrap? Let's take a look at it here.
I don't know.
It's got all kinds of stuff in it. Yeah, look at that. Oh man.
Yeah, but when I just bit into it, like the first thing I got was like a bunch of rabbit food. So like I haven't really gotten down to like the main part of it.
Is there meat in that wrap?
I think there is. Supposedly it's like some kind of Fiesta chicken salad or something. So
Oh, okay.
I'm hoping there's something there.
So, well, I didn't get a chance to eat here at Sheets, but next time I will. So it's been a long night, and we're headed home.
Well, it's near 8 o'clock in the morning, and we just got back. Been on the go since about 6 o'clock Friday evening, with roughly 8 hours of downtime over the course of the weekend. So some interesting events, of course, that took place, some interesting investigations, and we're eager to spend the next couple weeks going over some of the recordings and seeing if we picked anything up. And if we did, we will definitely post about it in a future video. But thanks everybody for watching, and also check out Virginia Paranormal Case Files is on Amazon Prime, so you can go on there and watch on there as well. And if you do, and if you like it, don't forget to rate it. If you don't like it, then, forget the rating thing. But thanks for watching.